All right, first let's set the base for what really transpired for the real estate sector over the last decade under the UPA regime. Indian real estate had emerged as a major contributor to the Indian economy, but persistent issues of deficient infrastructure, fund crunch, policy logjam pushed the sector into its current turbulent phase. So did the UPA government fail the sector? How has the sector withstood the downturns? Unitam Ojha does a rewind.
From the highs of 2004-2009 to the lows of 2009-2013.
पार्टी की अध्यक्ष हूँ, इसीलिए हार की जिम्मेदारी मैं स्वीकार करती हूँ.
It's been nothing less than a roller coaster ride for the Indian real estate sector. Robust economic growth averaging at around 8% in the first few years of Congress-led UPA regime directly impacted the realty space. Property prices touched new highs, new players entered the market while new markets emerged. But within a span of 5 years, by 2009, the buoyancy in the sector began to lose steam, with the performance curve gradually sliding downhill, touching the lows that still persist, leaving the sector almost close to where it started from and struggling to survive.
It certainly is a positive story. A lot of people actually can't even perceive where we were 10 years back, as you know, as an economy, but it was, the real estate market was really small, more disorganized than it is today, more unprofessional. So yes, we have come a long way in this 10 years time. However, of course, if our economy was doing better since last 4 or 5 years, if we had really allowed more reforms to take in place, if our infrastructure was better, we could have obviously achieved much more in the last 10 years.
Rewind to 2004. Congress-led UPA comes to power with a strong mandate and an equally strong focus on turning the economy. Till 2009, phase 1 of the UPA's rule, the country's GDP grew at a significant 8.5% every year. The realty sector simply rode on the back of a robustly performing economy, only to trip and fall hard as soon as the global recession hit the Indian economy.
Last 3 or 4 years haven't been great, and it's really for all the reasons that have been widely discussed, whether it was variety of corruption issues within the government, whether there was the retrospective tax reforms and so on and so forth, which weakened the international confidence, the investor confidence in India quite significantly.
2005 has been a landmark year for the Indian real estate sector. The government allowed 100% FDI under the automatic route in townships, housing, built-up infrastructure and construction development projects. According to industry estimates, FDI into the real estate sector jumped almost 80 times between 2005 and 2010, from 171 crores to over 13,000 crores in about 1,600 odd projects. The same year also saw the launch of the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, which provided a fillip to overall real estate development.
The FDI which opened up in the real estate sector then gave fillip to the development sector and the necessary cash for development sector to start building. And you only have to see around yourself.
The compounded growth in property prices in Delhi between 2007 and December 2013 has been 10.5%. Mumbai's realty players earned 12.5%, while Kolkata registered a growth in prices at 10.5%, same as Delhi. Chennai saw a whopping 19.4% growth in prices between 2007 and 2013 December.
Players are in a tight liquidity position as of now. Funding is a big problem, and if sales starts happening, I think that will be very good for the real estate sector.
The highly cyclical nature and the sector's close linkages with the economy resulted in the upswing in the sector soon fizzling out. Inventory overhang levels in NCR rose from 15 months to 41 months between March 2010 and September 2013. In Mumbai, it increased from 17 months to 58 months, from 23 to 32 months in Hyderabad, and Pune and Bangalore see the overhang standing at 31 and 30 months respectively, as on September last year. Trying to let bygones be bygones and overcome the downturns, the industry players have a long list of expectations from the new government.
First one is land reforms. And when I talk about land reforms, it means digitalization of land pool policies, FSIs, making available dry land at the very competitive and reasonable prices.
Considering the demand and supply gap, which still remains in the residential segment, we expect the government to give us very clear guidelines on every front.
The real estate sector has seen a lot of action, with some years giving up to 25% annualized returns on property, compared to others which saw virtual stagnation. All eyes now set on the new government for direction, regulation and the much needed correction in the space. In New Delhi, Unnati Sinha, NDTV.